na ye doye no media na anya yie madam fu bi die yie wanya 8 bags no oton ye enya sika bebre e do ko outside e man se sen kai na me se kian ne kin this year we so de e wo se me so menko outside ni bi enti mi so medo beans no na me do beans no nya me ncha de minya 14 bags ni nyina no me ton ye no etumi fa me nko ba bia madam fo no ko ye no enso last year madam fo no eton 8 bags e de ko ye be me.
All right, I was here for me Mawakwaba about Ghana&We TV. Na your best say we subscribe to the channel and move my doing about comment section. Obetimwa turning on the notification send it by anytime be the video say any kind of video say be banner. You'll be the first person to see it. Yami shine you know.
Ntosi yento. Be kana sem me kan ho asem kire be nwa. Me cutting tools. Adaka baako miensa. Ye bia na kilo adu efasek ni kaniska ni ya kan kilo aduonum. Emuduro no. Ye di kokobase ba no omo dis sidia hanan 4 million na omo de bre me ma ho odin kan ho. Ma ho odin no 70 cedis per day. Mene omo betete ye omo boa ma betete. Omo so de obi a de 70 cedis. O kabu mu a 21 cedis. 20 ka me de ba ye nka ho. Ka me de ba ye nka ho. Ka na di kokumase no so no ono so ba oba beje ne de. Ono ba waje 130. Itibiti from manager says ka menya nyina no ye the best 30 cedis.
Ntosi ya ye ni tofo no anse ye ya eba ye de anije eba ye bedru se ye te no na ye de usu ni awerefo isi a ohwe na ka ye sisi ha ya enibo no anse ye sesa akokuma se ma no ton wi a de ompe no om de abre ye ntosi isi omo se omo pe konkuma ba first no om se om pe di kura min akire om se om pe wi ya dua ni nyina bi afi ba ya yenyi obi nto om sole anu om ko bokina se bokina de na eho odene enokure eno de to ho ana otwe yeso ya de to ho ade chinya na asai ti esra ban se o meso yasene no om aye konkuma ba ne bi se obeton ama akuafo no ise ye kwadwa man so a om de je 25 million nye nipa nyina so ne nye skato ise ntosi no kura no ebi wa matibi 2 weeks ni skama matua abobo ya befa ko fie ka atua ema womte ye ka atua ka de ko kumase ka but mi kuani ne de 2 weeks ni misika kura ema minim sika nso dodo a eba setaku ana asempoa minim
Pisna ye doye no media na anya yie madam fu bi die yie wanya 8 bags no oton ye enya sika bebre e do ko outside e man se sen kai na me se kian ne kin this year we so de e wo se me so menko outside ni bi enti mi so medo beans no na me do beans no nya me ncha de minya 14 bags ni nyina no me ton ye no etumi fa me nko ba bia madam fo no ko ye no enso last year madam fo no eton 8 bags e de ko ye be me ton 14 bags no etumi fa me nko eba no sen mesrem munyima no we ni chima ato niema no so a meka we ni problem a aba ewo enobaye no price ho a meka mesrem a mwabi ene ye hia afiri aban no na nya politics mejino no mento abada menduru 18 years na matima to aba mesrem sama kasa na sama kasa yi a mesrem amada woroma kotodwe egufom mo fa ncheme mwa na yepe mwa wo mwa bia no wetimi aboaye mesrem
number 2 so your original minister aye Franka Mwakohine wa ya awase e kan ho asem na no ade ya Friday unse na Farmers Day
ai na Farmers Day
mampon
ai
ni nua ai friend Dada
Lex
ono na aye best farmer ho keke obi wa double miensa
family and friends
empre kwa mienu ena mponche miensa e qualify obi e ma ne ye best farmer ma ne ye keke mi bi sawo
ebesida
double miensa
family and friends
yes double miensa de ene ne did best farmer all of a sudden yeah wunua time abeye best farmer oh regional minister amanfo anu dem amanfo oka ye de pewiye ya no ya din wo so nyina no ye pewiye oti ase enti bibi sa no eba ye ka kire wo se we die amanfo se dabi
Dada Alex when they name Dada Alex a farmer
obi ya garden woni fia ne dachi no ya garden obi amakoni ntosu bi no wo double miensa ne nam fie ho a eno kire se o ye best farmer
na Paul enya honko omo best farmer awards obo ye miamia pi confusion asio dodo na anti obunwanse se esa awards no ekoman kofu bi
actually
miamia bebre
iti yesre no se o ma asumdwe ankasa emra because sheshe omo deserve na ankasa wo ho ene de akoma we adan ya we regional minister nua iti ye no soso ya ade a wa ya me fi se emwa ai wo se ye nyina no ye ka ho
sese de wo ye Ghana ni na wo yare ana obi bi yare na wo ko hospital ya boabo hu unum se uniska de na wa transfer no wu preko sese nyame adom moto abama reset man no wa be reset hospital no kama because sese sa Ghana card na first ko ya o yesu mo ne yere tu ba bia o na yiwu ne ma nyina aba no ma hwo sese ni hobiem atwam o masa ko fatati folder no a obi bi wa ye de na betra bench so afena no omko hwe no folder no eno na sese esa ho na already no say necessary sese intwa omoka to mani abre ti o kwa na wa fes cancel because folder no na dani no so ombo omo adwen say wo mu enhu ye because ono no opeska free ho ansa na wa yi folder na ma nti out of on my pa me almost Ghana or maybe wiase or my dwene e wo fom e che Ghana me yini me yini because resetting pa okay I'll reset it because it's a adwene no eni fom wa nka ya nja sade we yo ya yi Ghana card afi ho asa ko fatati folder asaba we ya meye bu se na empatakuma na wo ma begu asie no wo mo edi atam cause adwene ni ho adwene no enya dwuma nti mo yema ho almost said the whole of my nina babia and before the show money do you know almost said nina it's a free education you come drones you come bibiana and before the bear near ball man dear quite the moon nina say sad digital no na why you so timid tria la be one a bedu be don't be you need na free or phone so now tria we need no be come say bibia and before the buyer na bo money da o ma sani na within 1 year na president also over reset what near atom 10 billion say what the dollar $10 billion the whole world amanya wa ma bodam kura o nya sade we amanya wa ma dwene enifi nipa na dwene president na dwene enifi kura no o nya sade we that wo utumi ko broni ho se amount $3 billion no ahye emrama ato $3 billion no se bia afi bia no mema o sei bajiwe o ba na wo yonko apesika aguga na kofesi mu na obehu sika no ahwe nkwasesem within 1 year what the $10 billion na assign kwa na on my way obekwa wo bae wonya hwiu
constituency. Ask the backbench. Adam Agbana. Ask the rest of the backbench. How many desks were they able to send to their schools? None. Mr. Speaker, when you look at the declining nature of education outcome, it must be a worry. In the year 2015, only 2% of our peoples in this country, only 2% of peoples at P2 could read by the EGRA assessment. We managed to invest heavily into the education sector from all levels, particularly foundational level. We took it to minimum 38% by 2023. Do we want to go back to the era where only 2% peoples were reading? On WASI outcomes, Mr. Speaker, when we talk about the quality of education, we have world-class indicators, undisputed, that we use to measure education outcomes to know how well our education is doing. When we have bequeathed to you a WASI pass rate of English, core maths, integrated science, and social science, just as recent as 2023, 73.11% of our people, of our WASI candidates passing English, integrated science 66.82%, mathematics 62.3%, social studies 76.7%, pass A1 to C6. Under your watch, you have taken mathematics to 48.873%. Mr. Speaker, the dangerous thing about this resource is that more than half of our children who sat WASI will be denied opportunity to enter any tertiary institution. More than half. Over 52% of our learners will have to sit home. Their parents will have to pay several thousands of cedis for research, because you are not releasing money to the Ministry of Education to undertake. You promise, you are talking about feeding. You promise headmasters that if they vote for you, you will send money directly to them so that they feed the students. You even promise, President Mahama promised that, so that they will go and buy aponche and do aponche and kakra for our students, only for them to come to power. They released for just a few months, and the releases stopped. And then they reverted to buffer stock for some time. Now, as we speak, another directive went that because the suppliers of buffer stock are old in arrears, the government can no longer go to them to supply food. So the headmasters should now go and face suppliers and credit more food so that our students can have something to eat. Mr. Speaker, I have taken the pain to visit some of the schools, and if you see the kind of food our students are eating, it is terrible. Why? Because they are refusing to release 12 billion cedis to the minister. How do you expect Honorable Haruna Idrisu to maintain decent feeding system when 12 billion is in arrears? Mr. Speaker, on double track, they promised that when they come into power, immediately they will end double track. The moment they got into power, they said, we are deferring to 3 years. Honorable Kwachi Fosu should tell us which additional space they have created in our secondary schools. He was talking about overcrowding. He should point to us even a single additional space they have created within this period. Release money to the minister. 12 billion in arrears, Mr. Speaker, is unacceptable. I do not think that the Speaker himself will be excited about this. Mr. Speaker is a heavy continental advocate for education. He will not countenance 12 billion in arrears. It is an ailing sector. Mr. Speaker, you need resources to drive outcomes. Now, if we take out Gallup, that is a donor-funded program transforming over 10,000 least performing schools. If you take that intervention out, what is left of our education sector? Commitment from the government. So we are urging that the 39 billion cedis that is allocated in this budget, whilst we even think that it is inadequate, we are urging this government that the best course of action is to ensure 100% release to the minister to ensure that we have commensurate outcomes. A few years ago, our students from Memphis Girls and Prempeh could go to the United States of America and compete in robotics and STEM and become first, beating their compatriots from Singapore, Australia, and Canada. Today, what is the story? All the STEM schools that were under construction, the 11 that were able to commission, the rest that are left are still as it is. What we see is relaunch upon relaunch. And the sad thing is that after the minister has most enthusiastically relaunched certain programs, the funding that must go with it is locked up in the bosom of Honorable Ampim and his boss. Mr. Speaker, let the finance ministry release. Education it must not be locked up at finance ministry. It must be released to the education ministry. I know the competence of Honorable Haruna Idrisu. It is never in doubt. Even at the age of 39, we know the one that seated at Ministry of Communication. But why is the education sector ailing now? Because 12 billion cedis is in arrears. But once we look at the finances, we must also turn our attention to the relevance of our education system. When we talk about having a serious look at the various factors that are accounting for this, we were expecting a very patriotic approach. But what we see is government machinery released. And all we hear is because, and a blame game given to the teachers. The teachers cheated in the past. Teachers abetted WASI candidates in the past. And that is the reason why we have stellar performances of our children. That is most regrettable. That is most regrettable. The same teachers we have 3 years ago are the same teachers. And we must put on record that the biggest partners of our education success story has been our teachers. They supported the creditable implementation of free SHS. They ensure the holistic development of every child that passed through our public education system. So if today you are even failing to release their allowances to them, and you are deferring, this will be the first year that teachers' allowances are being deferred. So if you are refusing to pay our teachers, do not blame this rather appalling performance on the teacher. If the teacher is supported, he will deliver instruction. If the students are also supported and prepared adequately, they will face the examination with confidence, and they will get back to the days when the topmost 3 people who became the topmost performers in the whole of West Africa, beating Nigeria, Gambia, Sierra Leone, Liberia, were Ghanaians. Today, only 48% of them are passing mathematics. Could it be that they are putting a natural ceiling to how many people must access their no stress fee?